Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big for One Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 125 of Winning a National Championship with every team in the game. We're in the final stretch, the final 10 teams here, and we're going to be getting down to 9 right after this episode. And this episode's team is going to be, we're going to the Big 12 either way, and we're going to Arizona State. So Arizona State is this one. We've still got one more Big 12 team. But if you guys have missed any of the episodes, up in the right-hand corner will be a playlist from episode 1 to 125. If you're unable to watch this video, so I completely understand, down in the description will be a record of every team that we have done so far. And this season, they eventually won a national championship. Arizona State this year is actually not bad. They're ranked 83 overall. They're pretty decent, at least with the Big 12-wise, but I don't know about their simulations sometimes. We are a recruiter. We got Chad Butters as our head coach. But they really haven't done well in the last couple of years besides 2021. And before that, they were actually somewhat decent. So hopefully we can get a decent role with our coordinators as well. And then, of course, just upgrade the roster whenever we can. So that's the way it's going to have to roll. We are, again, a recruiter head coach, mostly for the offense, with quarterback and wide receiver. Need to upgrade running back and O-line. We also have strategist as well, same spots. So, here's what it is. Our offensive coordinator does have a lead recruiter. Same thing, offense, but nothing. He does have the additional interest for O-line, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. He also has motivator, but I don't think he has enough, doesn't have enough for boost. Same thing with tactician, mostly for the offense. Our defense coordinator is a master motivator and has the boost for D-line and DBs. So that will help. He also does have some recruiter, mostly for the defense. So that's good. Mostly just scouting-wise, but that's about it. Checking out the team here with Arizona State. We do have Scadaboo. Of course, they did make the college football playoff as well this year. I know that. Wilson is an 84 overall junior. Strong safety, though. We have McCaskill, who's another halfback, who will probably be with us for hopefully another while. We got Taylor, we got Sam, and Trenton, all as quarterbacks, although Trenton will be gone after this year, and Levitt and McDougal. I'm going to go with that as a 78 overall. He's with us probably for this year and next year. Again, our running backs, we do have McCaskill, who does need championship contender, so hopefully we can stay with them. And then both Browns are one's championship contender and one is pro potential. Wide receivers, we do have McLean, who will be leaving. We need some wide receivers. Our top 5 guys are all going to be gone. We do have Hendricks, but other than that, we got to focus wide receivers. Tight ends were okay, but he'll be leaving us. We're going to need some offensive linemen besides guard. We have a ton of guards. And yeah, we need right tackle. We need every offensive lineman. Defensive line, I think we're okay. We got a lot of depth there. We need linebackers. I think we're good on corners. Could use some speed, but we will need safeties, and we do not need a kicker and punter. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up, and I'll see everyone at the end of season 1 here with Arizona State. So here we are at the end of season 1 here with Arizona State. We go 3-9 here on the season. Not a very good season. Started with a win, and then lost 4 in a row. Kansas ended up being ranked 10th in the nation at 10-2. That's pretty solid for them. We beat Utah, and then lost 4 in a row again. Then beat BYU, and then lost Arizona only by 3. Oklahoma State also went 10-2, and they are ranked 12th. So there's probably a good matchup in the Big 12 championship game. It's actually against Colorado and Kansas State, or in Kansas, which is surprising. Normally Kansas State is there. But we're going to keep both of our coordinators. We're just going to go ahead and simulate to the college football playoff here, or I guess the off season. We'll, of course, go to the end of season recap here in just a second. But yeah, D+ championship contender is going to have a lot of people want to leave. We also have one person for playing style want to leave. But Will Howard wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,500 yards, 41 touchdowns to 1 interception. And, of course, we don't make a bowl game, so we're just going to go ahead and simulate to the end of season recap and see who wins it all here in season 1. It's been the most couple teams, but there's been some surprises here and there for this. Pro potential does go down to a C-. Coach stability down. Athletic facilities down. It's not what we want to see. And Oregon Our normal team that wins it all wins in season 1, 31-15, with Miami of Ohio, Colorado, Oregon, Georgia, and Clemson were the automatic qualifiers, with Ohio State, Boston College, Miami, Penn State, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State, Notre Dame as the at-large bids. But that is going to end season number 1. It is on to season 2 here with Arizona State. And here we are at the end of season 2 here with Arizona State. We go 6-6 here on the season. Actually, a lot better season than last year. We actually started out 2-2. Losing Northern Illinois and Texas State, but beating Mississippi State and West Virginia. I wish we would have won one of these games in between here because those are G5 schools, and we got to win those. And then we lost to TCU. We then beat Texas Tech and Houston, lost to Utah. We beat Colorado. Then we lost Iowa State and Baylor, but then beat Arizona to end out the season. Baylor actually ended up being 5th in the nation at 9-3. Only lost to them by 2 in overtime. We came all the way back in the fourth quarter to tie the game. So just those little games there, and we would have won those 3 games. We would have been 9-3 and maybe having a chance at the college football playoff. But unfortunately, it is what it is, and hopefully it can be better next season. We do get a bowl game, though, I think. Drew Aller wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for the Penn State quarterback. We playing Oregon, the Independence Bowl. Surprised Oregon's not in the college football playoff. They usually are at this point, but they also only went 6-6 on the season, so they had a rough season here in season 2. But hopefully we can be better next season and potentially try to get another decent spot going. And yeah, we are 7-6. We won even the bowl games. We're up to a 3.5 star prestige. Pro potential went up to a C+. Coach prestige also improved to a C+. And we're up to an 84 overall. But Georgia here in season 2 wins it 45-24 over Clemson, with Georgia as the 12 coming into it being unranked as well. It's kind of surprising. Charlotte, Penn State, Kansas State, and Clemson were the automatic qualifier, so Georgia was unranked, gets in and wins. With Michigan, Texas A&M, Cal, Virginia Tech, Tennessee, and Washington State, Baylor as the at-large bids. So that is going to end season 2. It is on to season 3 here with Arizona State. And here we are in season number 3 here with Arizona State. We go 9-3 on the season, playing Kansas State in the Big 12 championship game. We end up being ranked 13th in the nation. We are 86 overall. We actually lost our first 2 games against Bowling Green and Texas A&M. If we just would have beat Bowling Green, we would have had a lot better season at 10-2. We did lose to Kansas State earlier on this season, only by 1. Only by 1. It seems like we missed an extra point, and if we would have got it, we would have tied the game. But everything that, we won everything else. Oklahoma State, Hawaii, Colorado, Baylor, Texas Tech, UCF, BYU, Kansas, and Arizona. 49-35 against Arizona, too. It's a pretty good game where our quarterback threw 283 yards and 5 touchdowns as a redshirt freshman. That's pretty good, but we do have to beat Kansas State to even go to the college football playoff, and if we do, we might get a bye going into it. So hopefully we can. We just signed a 3-star kicker. We did need a kicker and a punter this season, and we lost. We are 9-4 on the season. We are ranked 15th in the nation, so we're not making the college football playoff. However, we did have a pretty decent year here at Arizona State. Hopefully we can build upon that for next season and hopefully be back. We do got a lot of people wanting to transfer, especially a couple quarterbacks that are 87 overalls that we don't really want to leave. But Avery Johnson wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And we'll be playing Tennessee in the Texas Bowl. So even Tennessee at 12 didn't even make it in. That's kind of surprising. But we're going to go ahead, similar to the end-season recap here, and then go over the college football playoff here in Season 3. And hopefully in Season 4, we can be just a little bit better to make it to the college football playoff, and that's what we are hoping for. But we'll kind of see how it goes. We do go 9-5 on the season. Pro potential goes up to a B-, so no one wants to transfer out there. Athletic facilities, coach prestige, and coach stability also all improve. We still have about 5 people wanting to transfer out, and 2 of them being two of our best quarterbacks, which we don't want to have them leave. But Georgia wins it all here in Season 3 over Oklahoma, 21-19, with FIU, Michigan State, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Kansas State with the automatic qualifiers, with Pitt, Utah, Oklahoma, Marshall, Georgia, and LSU Clemson as the at-large bids. So that is going to end Season 3. It is on to Season 4 here at Arizona State. And here we are in Season 4 here at Arizona State. We go 11-1, ranked second in the nation. We have to play Arizona in the Big 12 championship game this year. But 11-1, pretty solid here. Only loss came against West Virginia, who we got stomped by 43-25 on the road. So it wasn't that bad. It was a random Thursday game. Everything else was Saturday. That's kind of weird. Anywho, I just now realized that it was on the schedule, but everything else was a pretty decent win, especially the last time against Arizona. We won 45-16 against them, so hopefully we can have another game like that, because if we do, we get a bye in the college football playoff. So hopefully we can get a win and have a nice little break in the first round. And we do. We are 12-1. Program condition goes up to an A-, and we are a 90 overall team. So we'll gladly take that, and hopefully we can continue this into the college football playoff. Brian Melvin, Offensive Player of the Week. I thought that was like a Heisman Trophy there real quick. But 12 catches, 182 yards, and 1 touchdown is kind of insane. But now we'll figure out who eventually wins the Heisman Trophy and who wins awards here. Do get 6,000 XP. So we are now at 89, so the boosts do go away. But still an 89 overall team is pretty solid. Ricky Collins, quarterback from LSU, wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,800 yards, 54 touchdowns, 12 interceptions on the season. And we don't get any awards. But we do make the college football playoff. Clemson, USC, LSU, Tulsa, and Arizona State are the automatic qualifiers. With Florida State, Tennessee, Pitt, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Ohio State, Oregon as the at-large bid. So we'll play the winner of Ohio State and Oregon. Not a great, role for us here. And getting a very tough team to start, pretty much, here. We'll be playing Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl. So they beat Oregon 24-16. Wisconsin barely beat Ohio. Clemson destroyed Pittsburgh, and then Tennessee just beat Florida State. So we'll play Ohio State, and then the winner of this game between Ohio State and Arizona State will play Wisconsin or Tulsa in the next round in the semifinals. But we just got to focus on this game right in front of us right here. Here against 10-4 Ohio State. And they are at 89 overall. So this, is about the same overall-wise. We just have to play good. We can't be playing scared. We're here for a reason. And hopefully, we can get a win and move on. We're starting on defense first here in this one. And the defense gets a stop, but so does theirs. And then I thought we had a field goal there, but it's nothing after one. Ohio State has the football. No, we have the football now after a turnover, but it's now 10-3. And it'll stay that way at the half. So we do get a touchdown before the end of the half. We start with football and get a touchdown. It's 24-7 here in the fourth after we get a touchdown after a turnover. And that's big because we get the ball back and we tried to go for it. And then we get another turnover forced by the defense. It's 27-7. But they get a big play touchdown, and it's still a game. But we are now under 2 minutes. We get another touchdown. They get a one-play touchdown with literal seconds on the clock, and that's going to do it. Arizona State will beat Ohio State 33-21. We'll be moving on to the semifinals. So hopefully we can get another win and be in the national championship. It's hopefully the goal. Just have to get there. But we got to focus on the teams in front of us. And hopefully we can get a win. But all in all, it just depends on how the simulation goes. So the team we'll be playing against is Wisconsin in the Orange Bowl. So they beat Tulsa. That's probably an easier game for them. Now they won 45-13. Well, they faced two G5 schools, Ohio and Tulsa. Tennessee and Clemson are the teams at the top there. So the winner of this game between Wisconsin and Arizona State will play the winner of Tennessee-Clemson in the national championship game. So it's going to be a tough one, but all teams are very, very good. We'll have to see how the simulation goes here. Let's get started here against 12-2 Wisconsin. And they are an 86. So technically we have the overall advantage. But overall's really don't matter at this point in the year. We got to play well, and people are here for a reason. They're going to be good. So let's start on defense first. Here in this one, the defense gives up a field goal. The offense goes nowhere, but then they get a touchdown on the next drive. So 7-3 after quarter number 1, and they'll be 7-6 after another field goal. Wisconsin puts up their first touchdown on the game, but it's 13-7 at the half. Only down 6, but the offense is kind of struggling ever since that touchdown. Now it's a field goal after the turnover. So it's 13-10 here in the fourth. Defense just needs to get a stop, and they do. Now offense needs to at least get in a field goal range to tie. And, of course, on a 3rd and 20, we don't do anything. They get a big first down because now there's under 2 minutes. And, again, under a minute to go. We have one timeout. We kick a field goal, and we are tied at 13 going into overtime. We get a touchdown. Now let's see if the defense can get a stop. They don't. They allow a one-play touchdown. They get a touchdown, but not the 2-point conversion. 4th and 5, we get a first. There's the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And Arizona will win in overtime, or double overtime, I should say, 28-26. And Arizona State's going to be moving on to the national championship game. Was not a good start for us in this one. Kind of struggled a little bit, but the offense really stepped up late in the game to at least get a tie game and then, get the win in overtime, or at least in double overtime, with the defense stopping a 2-point conversion, which was absolutely huge, because then all we needed was the 2-point conversion. So, all in all, let's see what we're playing against in the national championship. Obviously, we're going to get the Player of the Week awards for both the defensive and offensive Player of the Week. We don't get any national ones, but we'll be playing Clemson. Excuse me. In the national championship game, they beat Tennessee 32-31, a very close game. Was this game in overtime? No, it was in regulation. They beat Clemson, or they beat LSU 24-21 and Pittsburgh 35-21. So they've had a couple close games besides week 1, or in the first round of the college football playoff. But we've done the same thing. It's been a lot of close ones, but we got to win this one here. So let's get started here against 14-2 Clemson. And they're an 87 overall. So again, just like last week, we have an overall advantage. But we have to play pretty good here. It's the national championship. Anything can happen. Simulations don't matter. You have to win the game. We're starting on defense first here. And the defense gives up a touchdown, but the offense gets a field goal. Clemson gets another touchdown. We can't be trading field goals when they get touchdowns. But it's 14-3. It's now 14-10. They get a field goal to make it 17-10, and we tie it up before they get a touchdown just before half. It's 28-17. Still that score here in the third. And now going in the fourth, it is still 24-17. And the defense gets a big stop because now we're only down 10 instead of 14. That's a little bit better because we can still get a field goal, which we'll have to here. So 27-20. Defense gets a stop. Now the offense needs to get a touchdown to tie the game with a minute to go, and we do. Now the defense needs to hold, and they will. So in overtime we go. So back-to-back overtime games. Offense gets a touchdown. Here we go for the defense. 3rd and 10, they get a touchdown and the extra point. They get sacked, and all of a sudden they have to kick a field goal. So all we need is a touchdown, and we get one. Arizona State. The trophy's in the ground again, but Arizona State wins it all. Here in season number 4 over Clemson. And Clemson's always a tough team. We win 40-37, a high-scoring game. Granted, we did have double overtime again in back-to-back weeks, double overtime for a win. But it's another team down. That means we're only 9 to go now. But, hey, a win's a win. We had to score 10 points in the fourth quarter. No one scored in the third, but we won the second quarter and the fourth quarter and, of course, overtime, and that's what you want. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. So, we'll take it. And, of course, we'll check out the stats, of course, before we go. We were down. We had the game tied at the half before Clemson scored that one pretty quick touchdown with little time on the clock. But Aiden Childs, who we did get in the transfer portal, 4,200 yards, 37 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Pretty good. Rushing-wise, Burley had 737 yards with 11 touchdowns. Eason, 349 and 4. Childs out of 311 on the ground and 1. Braswell, 142 and 5 on the ground. Melvin and Black both had over 1,000 yards with 11 touchdowns respectively. Lambeau at 761 and 7. Sherman, 404 with 3. Burley, 295 and 2. And Ezekiel with 178 and 1. You're not going to pay me enough money to try to pronounce that last name. Eason had 3 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. And Santos, 4 catches, 21 yards and a touchdown. Defensive-wise, Tanglo? Yeah, had 76 tackles to lead the team. Jarrell had 10 tackles for a loss. He also had 8 sacks to lead the team. Hooks had the most picks with 3. We did force a good amount of fumbles, and recovered most of them, although we did recover 10 fumbles. And we only forced 7 fumbles, so that's math ain't mathing here. We did get a blocked kick. We had no safeties, but we did have a defensive touchdown here in the national championship winning season. Fowler did miss 1 from 40, but made every other kick. He had the field goal blocked as well. So if he didn't have that field goal blocked, he would have been perfect on the year. Punting-wise, Wick, the true freshman, had 2,700 punt yards, 12 inside the 20, 12 touchbacks. It was okay. We did have a kick return for a touchdown from Anthony here, but no punt return touchdown in the national championship winning season. That's going to do it for the episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. It is free. It helps out the channel. Also, again, we're only 9 teams away, so if you guys want to see a team that we have not done before, write a comment down below. I know it's only 9 to go. That means we only have 9 episodes left, but we can still bypass the wheel if you guys want to. Anywho, I hope you guys have a great day, week, weekend, whenever you guys are watching this, and I'm out. Peace.